Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. Welcome to Keepin' It Real. Now, obviously, none of us are the inestimable Dennis Aloia. He is out performing his magic for a party and
for the world.
For the world, exactly, yes. Making magical thing happen. So I am Vanessa Hundley, aka DJ Audio Prism, stepping in for Dennis. I am also part of the Audio Prism show on the American Hearts Radio WEBTV network, so please check out my show. Yay! I was going to say I am. With me today, I have Fountaine Lewis of FL Productions and also Marietta Jazz and Jokes. And Atlanta Jazz and Jokes too, or is that
that's my Facebook page, okay. Atlanta Jazz and Jokes. Excellent. That's where you can find it.
That's where you can find
any and everything going on about jazz and jokes.
We have our lovely comedian, Jessica It's All Good Williams.
Hi.
And master musician and producer, Al Burroughs of the SOS Band and of various awesome recording engineering projects around the world.
What's up?
Yes. So tonight, guys, it's Keepin' It Real, which is kind of a free-flow sort of show. And so tonight we're all going to pick a different topic, and it can be anything that we want. So we kind of, sitting there saying, okay, we're all in entertainment, but it doesn't have to be entertainment. So we're just going to kind of scoop through and see what comes out of us here. And I'm going to start, and this is that time of the year where everybody starts planning events, whether you're already planning your spring event or you're starting to think about summer and all the pool parties and the movie nights, weddings, your fall season's coming up. And one thing that, all of us have run into is poor event planning. So there, just talking about what our ideas are, a few key things that you really need to consider when you are planning any type of event. And like, for example, there have been a couple of instances just this year so far where I've had people call me wanting me to DJ an event for them, and it would be, obviously not a private event, although that we will address too in this conversation. But it was a public event, and it's hard to go to a performer and want to book them and take up their time when you don't have your other things in order. So if you don't have your venue in place already, or at least narrowed down, that's a huge stumbling block, because if you're coming to me and asking me to commit a certain date to you, but you don't already have that venue booked, and then you come back to me and say you have to change it now because the venue is booked, and you're saying, well, now I need a different date. Well, it's something to consider that I may have turned down work on that same date that I had scheduled for you.
And let me explain.
Go ahead. Bring it down like a 6-year-old.
When you have to turn down work, because this is the thing people don't understand about entertainers and people in this business. That means we turn down bill money. We turn down food money. Okay? We turned down money we just wanted to have some money. Because, everybody deserves some money.
Preacher.
So when you waste my time, who knows what else you wasted? Okay? I'm sorry.
On that note, pass the plate.
I've been dealing with some of these situations lately. And my yes means yes on. And I've been trying to let it go because I'm fine, I've forgiven. This is the moment where I realize I have not completely forgiven. So yes, say it, tell the truth. Yes. If you have an event and you don't know where it's going to be because you ask the people, you can't say I'm going to have an event at McDonald's and McDonald's don't know you're having an event. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to let them know. And then they got to let you know it's okay. People do stuff like this.
You know what?
What?
Having a recording studio for years and years and years. I mean, a lot of people want to come in and the money always gets funny, And so what you have to really develop is my name is Georgia Power attitude.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just Georgia Power. Pay me like you pay them. You're going to pay them.
That'll be a security deposit.
Pay me now. Pay me later.
Exactly. You're going to pay me. So,
there's no pay me later anymore. No.
And from my perspective as a booking agent who does a show, Jazz and Jokes, when I call an SOS band and say, save this date for me, they're expecting me to go to you, client, and get that deposit so that they can truly put that on their book and save that date. There's none of that, oh, darn, something fell through. And then SOS has turned down another date, money that they could have gotten on that date, and then they're looking at me like, Fountaine, I can't work with you anymore because you did not go get my money. You made me lose money because I turned down money. So planning, get your day runner, your planner, whatever, and just start checking them off one by one, and just cross your T's, dot the I's, and just be professional. This is professional business. This isn't a side hustle. This is how we earn a living, and it should be conducted that way.
And the thing is, we're talking clearly to people who have sense. Because what I realize when we're talking about crossing D's and I's and T's and stuff, there's some people who can't spell, okay? There's some people who are like, oh, let's try better. But there's some people who don't know that they're idiots. Can I be frank? I'm a clean comedian, so I try to be nice. Okay, good. There are some people who shouldn't plan events. You should know if you're that person, okay? Some people are good at planning events. But know if it's you and if it ain't you. If every event you have sucks, you can't blame it on everybody else, okay? It's you. If the common denominator is you, if you have not had one good event where everything worked out and everybody was paid, get a new job. Find something else. This ain't your calling, okay?
Go team up with somebody that does have success. Not team up or find a mentor.
Go bury yourself in a hole. I'm so bitter. She's real. Keep it real.
You know, and also one of the things that when I first moved to Atlanta in '77, I used to go to concerts. I mean, I was going to all the concerts. I still have the concert tickets. So I plan on making a big poster with all the different tickets, $5 to see 8 acts and all that kind of stuff. But one of the things that always used to happen, I mean, I have my binoculars. I'm totally into the whole production, and but one of the things that used to happen, I'm quite sure some of you have been to shows like this. You go to the show, and for some reason, the headliner is just not coming out. The show is just sitting. You're just sitting there. You're sitting there. Yeah. And after I started working with the SOS band, then I found out why, which is why I'm bringing it up. Yes. Okay? If the act is not coming out on stage, lights are sitting there, and no roadies are out there running around like gremlins. They don't see none of that. It's just a stage, and nothing's happening. 90% of the time, the band hadn't gotten the other half of their money yet, and they're waiting. Yeah. Promoters running around, running to bank accounts, getting credit cards, getting advances on credit card, blah, blah. They're doing everything they possibly can to go get that money, because especially the old school acts, they know. Yes. I'm not going on stage till I get my money, especially when you've traveled cross country or whatever it is. I can't take a check. I don't do none of that. There's a lot of effort that goes into. So understand and matter of fact, we've actually had shows where the promoter didn't have the other money, and we had to not go on at all. And a lot of times the audience doesn't know. Right. They're thinking that SOS just decided not to play. Right. So we have to we've actually gone out on stage. Somebody in the band went out on stage and said, "Hey, look, we're here. Okay, we're ready to perform, but we just can't do the unforeseen circumstances. Yes. But we're here, and we just want to let y'all know we're here." Right. So we try to be a little political with it, but we let them know that it's not a SOS not playing.
And now, Al, you're telling these people this, and there's people who are crazy enough to think, well, why don't you just play something to be nice to the audience? Because, see, people assume in the arts that we're just doing this for fun. And that's the problem. It's like, we're having fun, but when you're having fun, people forget we're actually working at that time. Have you noticed that? Oh, yeah. We walk into a party setting, so since everyone else is partying and they're drunk, they've forgotten things like, we have, bills to pay. This is our income. And as a person who does birthday parties for kids, I've learned being a clown, you walk into people's houses, and not only can they not take you seriously because they're drunk, it's because you're in a clown suit. You're like, oh, the clown don't need money. She's doing this for fun. Because clearly, people think hungry is fun. Right. That's when you turn around and you're like, let me go get Pennywise out of the car. I'm sorry if I sound real bitter.
I mean, sometimes it is a matter of educating the audience so that they know.
You're educated.
So there's the keys, guys. Educate, plan, and have your little I's dotted and your little T's crossed before you come to your entertainment, because our time is just as valuable.
Yes.
All right, if you can't spell, just let it go.
Yeah. Sorry. No. It's Jessica, the last word of Williams.
First and last word.
Oh, yes.
Right?
But we love her.
Thank you.
So Fountaine, what are we talking about for you today?
Let me see. How about music? The talent in this town that's just so strong that the people that go to free concerts versus paid concerts. That's the thing that kind of I wonder about sometimes, because so many people go to Wednesday Wind Down. They lose their mind. Oh, Wednesday Wind Down's back. Wednesday Wind Down's back. Let's go to Centennial Park.
Is that you? Wednesday Wind Down?
Yes. That's Centennial Park.
You and I talked on the phone.
That's you.
No. That's not my.
Oh, yeah.
No. Oh, okay. I'm Jazz and Jokes. No.
Oh, okay.
Wednesday Wind Down's not. I've gone down and supported it for 20 years. But they started charging $5 this past year, and people lost their mind.
Really?
Because it's $5.
It's $5.
$5 cover, to go down there.
All that music.
But they still do not typically go out and support live paid events, or they'll go to Piedmont Park for the Atlanta Jazz Festival, 3 days worth of free entertainment, and then won't go and pay $7 to see somebody 2 blocks down the street at Cat's Cafe.
Right.
It's just the mentality is.
But they'll pay $6 for a mochaccino.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. I got to know it. But they'll pay, what is it, $3,200 or $1,600, whatever it is, for go see Beyonce?
Oh, Beyonce.
Wow.
Don't pay that.
They won't pay their rent. They won't pay their rent that much. Go see Beyonce. They'll be late on the rent. Be running from the repo man.
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, last time I paid like that, I think I paid $75 to see Luther, and I was like looking at $150 tickets, and I was like, wow, okay, this is just gone too far. Or it might have been $125 to see Celine at Caesar's Palace. But
I do feel sorry, and this obviously doesn't apply to Beyonce because she's got a lot of money. But a lot of artists, the only way they make money anymore now is touring, and they don't even get most of that money.
I get that.
Oh no, and I get that too. But $3,200.
For the fans, I mean, your fan base. I mean, you're supposed to understand your fan base.
Adult tickets were really high as well.
Yeah.
It's like only rich folks coming to this show. Like,
I've seen artists that said people get on Facebook bragging, "Oh, I got my Adele tickets," and then in the next breath for one of my shows, can you put me down for 2 on your guest list? I'm like, really, dude?
Yeah.
I want to come out to support. That is not coming out to support.
That's not coming out to support.
Asking to be put on my guest list is not support. I do not consider that support.
Why do people think because they know you're going to give them free stuff? Like they're your mom or somebody. It's like it's someone that you don't even talk to. Like your phone number, like you might have their number, but you're not sure if it's in there because you don't call them and they don't call you. But your Facebook friends, so they send you a message like, "Can I get a free ticket?"
Maybe they have the desire to be important.
But I feel like you should know when you're important in someone's life and not. Like, it's like you're forcing me to say, we're not actually real friends.
That's cyber friends.
Cyber friends.
We've gotten Facebook friends very confused. I'm like, I got almost 5,000 friends. If I gave them all free tickets,
never make a dime.
Yeah.
No.
You never get booked.
It's like, because she do that free stuff. So I find it fun. And then, like you said, but they're like, but Beyonce, I got to pay for that. Okay, well, Beyonce, she paid. Like, she eating every day.
I remember that tour Madonna said she didn't want any music business people in, the first 5 rows or something like that. In other words, what she was saying was that she wanted her fans to have the first 5 rows, because she said that she didn't want it, because a lot of times you can't see anything past the first 5 rows anyway, when you got that light in your face. And from what I understood, I think it was 5 rows. I think what she was saying was that that the people who support her are the fans, and those are the ones who need to be. And the other thing is that people in the business tended to sit there stone-faced on an artist.
Like, impress me.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm important, and okay, you're just performing. Okay, well, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, I haven't seen that before. Whatever. And she wants that first row, those first few rows filled with fans who are excited, because that's who she's performing for.
And if that's what she's feeding off of.
And that's what she's feeding off of, So she made it a rule for that. I remember that whole tour. It was like, man, no music business people. It's fans only, But I mean, but on that note, I mean, especially what you're talking about, brought up the whole thing of paying. how do people feel about the whole thing when it comes to ticket prices and the scalpers getting the ticket prices?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Where you were talking about Madonna wanting those first 5 to be fans, they're now having to pay a premium because I think there are a couple outfits out there that get those first 10 rows, put a premium on it, so the fans are having to pay that extra premium to get those front row seats. Unlike back in the day, I remember waiting in a line in wee hours of the morning to go get a Prince ticket from Ticketmaster. We just waited and that was the way to do it. It was no, let's keep sin, trying to get in. Hope.
Exactly.
We waited in line and we were excited just to get that ticket. But now I don't know if it's Encore or I forget which the outfit that gets those first 10 in a lot of those cases. And people having to pay through the nose just to see their favorite artist. So it's a little tough.
Yeah.
Definitely need to support local live music a lot more. And
buy the CDs.
Yes.
Pay to see them. Buy the paraphernalia. The merch and all that. Just support because that's what the artist needs. The artist doesn't need you. Or the promoter.
There's amazing talent in this town. Many of the national acts come and grab their touring bands from Atlanta.
Yes.
More often than not.
Dancers too. I have a lot of dancer friends.
I didn't know
that. They've been appearing in more music videos lately because of the the heightened presence of the filming in the music industry. Okay. I mean, music has always been huge here. I remember when I first drove through Atlanta, seeing the So So Def billboard, on the side of the highway back in the '90s, and
I don't know much about that.
Yeah, sorry. She's the youngest out of us.
Just the baby. Still wet behind the
Okay. It's almost turned out
22 hertz.
You be able to drink soon.
Right.
Hang in there.
I'm actually much older than what they're making it look like today.
It's the oil Olay. It's working.
So when are you doing your next Marietta Jazz and Jokes?
Well, I've got one in April the 23rd, but I've got one that's even bigger than that. My biggest show ever. I've been out in Marietta doing shows for like 7 years now.
Yeah.
And the next one coming up on March 27th is my biggest ever. I've got a gentleman that just won a Grammy last week from the big super group Snarky Puppy. So I've got some members of that group doing one of their side projects, Mr. Bill Lawrence, who's flying in from London, one of their main piano players. And I've got the leader of the band, Michael Lee, and the incredible drummer, Sput Seawright. We're going to take over Kennesaw State University at their multi-million-dollar facility, the Bailey Performance Center.
It's gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's it's going to be a special kind of night. So I'm really excited about that. As a matter of fact, Bill Lawrence's CD just dropped a couple days ago, and now it's #1 on iTunes.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes, it's
I'm coming around, guys. Personal. Tell me when
it's #1 on iTunes.
Yeah, that's good right there. Yeah.
There
To the back a little bit. There you go.
Get some light on it.
Perfect. That's good.
Carol Merrill.
Right.
Thank you, Carol.
Yeah, so you need to freeze frame that, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's play a little bit of the video from Snarky Puppy, and we can see Bill, with the bigger group, obviously, but
they're all a beast. But this was their second Grammy. They won their first one with Layla Hathaway a couple years ago for a song called Special. But they did this one with a group called the Metropole Orchestra, and they're a must-see. So hopefully you come out to Kennesaw State University March 27th. It's going to be an amazing night of music.
Nice.
Everybody
and we are back.
Nice.
That's hot.
More the bag. More the bag.
Just add live music, guys.
Live music.
And a DJ, too, helps.
Wicca.
Yeah,
all right. Jessica.
Okay, so most of my stuff is coming from the comedian perspective, but I know that it happens obviously in the arts. People expect you to prove yourself on the spot. Are you a singer? Oh, sing me a song. Are you a comedian? Oh, tell me a joke.
Right.
And other comedians have talked about these issues. Other entertainers have spoken about it. It's an issue I want to address because I just want to say it in public on the camera because nobody likes that, and we smile to you to be nice because we do want you to like follow us on the internet and stuff. But because we're keeping it real today, I literally reach for like the deepest level of sarcasm when I answer those questions now. For example, when people say things like, "Can you tell me a joke?" I'm like, actually, that's going to cost you about $10. They're like, why? Well, you could get a ticket and get all of the jokes, or you can just pay me now, and I'll go ahead and do something.
You get a discount, you buy all the jokes, you get a discount.
It says to me that you don't see us taking our art seriously. This is work. This is how we bring in the bread and butter.
The hours you don't spend writing.
Yes. The time put in preparing shows, getting ready, the traveling, everything. You can tell how people respect a career by the way they approach you. I don't go up to doctors and say, oh, "You're a doctor? Could you show me some open heart surgery? Like I felt like something here. Could you just cut it? I just want to see you cut it." We don't do that.
Take my blood pressure.
Yeah, did you check it? Like, am I alive? Check my pulse. Is this? I'm not sure where the vein is.
Right.
That is so rude. Also, when you insult people's intelligence, that comes with it too. Along with people wanting me to tell them the joke, then there becomes the "Are you funny?" And I have a great one for this one, okay?
Yes.
This guy looked at me in my face just a few weeks ago and said, "Oh, you're a comedian. Are you funny?" No, I'm actually not. I'm trying this thing where I can see how many people I get to cry, laughter's great, but if you can make them cry.
Right.
We're
going somewhere.
And eventually he realized I was joking because it was a dumb question. And dumb questions deserve dumb answers.
I shoot for crickets.
Yeah.
I get a variation of that too, because when people are like, "Oh, well, let me hear you spin a set," I'm like, well, I can't put together one set that's going to define everything I do as a DJ. I've been a DJ for 14 years. I've played everything from beach parties with beach music to late night rave scenarios to top 40 to 80s theme parties to whatever. And so if you sit there and ask me to give you one set, I'm like, no, what I do as a DJ is I take your vision and I put together the music that makes your vision pop and come to life. And also my second vent is don't compare me to a Spotify playlist. If you call me or send me an email and say, "Hey, it's down to you or us playing our iPod,"
wow,
chances are probably pretty good you should play your iPod.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that all the time. My uncle Al got a digital camera for Christmas. I'm a photographer also, first and foremost.
Yes.
He's a
photography, just great photography.
Come on, man.
My uncle got a digital camera for Christmas. He said he'll do my wedding for free. Can you kind of match that? I mean, no, I can't. Call your uncle. Call your uncle, and then after he messes them up, then don't call me after that. But just say Fountaine told me.
Yes.
That a lot.
Wow, yeah. Oh my gosh. Photographers.
But yeah, from people playlists, because I mean, an example, when we went to CIAA, and people walk in, because I rented this club, we did some day and night parties for CIAA basketball tournament up in Charlotte.
Wow.
The only white DJ in Charlotte, but shut this city down, shut CIAA down. And people walking into my party like, white DJ, what's she gonna do? Turned it out.
Yeah,
shut CIAA down and end up being the talk of CIAA. Wow. This DJ from Atlanta, this white girl came in there and just turned out.
White girl.
White girl, too,
take her wherever I go. She's like my American Express card. Yes.
Exactly. I'm accepted everywhere.
Incredible.
Do you fit in your work with this kind of topic? Does this happen to you?
Well, I guess it kind of falls back into the whole misunderstanding thing, people needing an education. and mine, I can deal with the audiences, or I could go with the bands or the musicians. And I think I'm going to go with the musicians on this one, meaning that a lot of times I don't think they really understand. Me being a sound engineer, I don't think they understand just how important that guy is. Because when I first got in, when I first got out and started doing this, people were like, okay, well, the musicians, the sound engineers, you don't need, they're not nearly as important as the guys who are on stage. That was the thing I heard,
Wow.
And, so after 14 years plus of doing this, I think we've kind of gotten that turned around. Because what happens is the musicians, they just show up. They don't see what goes into setting up
You're
stuff.
lucky if they get there in time to sound check.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
But the thing is, understanding that, okay, you got 15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 watts of power up underneath my fingers.
Yes.
Okay? And you can play it all day long. We have a joke. Sometimes when the musicians mess around and they say the wrong thing to me at the airport, I say, "Okay, you won't be heard tonight."
Sound engineer.
You win it. You won't be heard either.
What's that mute button? I don't know what happened to it.
Silence.
Your channel lost power. I don't know. I got 24 channels, but only your channel lost power. The damn thing.
Oh God.
Oh man,
And people watching, I know that some of us might have been a little more harsh than others in this conversation.
But you don't get this stuff. If nobody ever tells you, you never get it.
We're trying to help you, and so when you're trying to help folks, you want to give them solutions. In situations like this, you're thinking, well, I do want to talk to artists and ask them questions.
Yes.
Well, we can help you do that without making it sound ignorant. For example, you come up to a comedian, don't ask us to tell you a joke. Don't ask a question like, are you funny? Maybe ask something a little bit more educated and less ignorant. Like, well, how do you decide what you're going to say? Where do you get your inspiration? With a DJ, ask her, maybe what kind of work have you done? Can you tell me what you do, or explain to me how you see yourself fitting into parties, or what is it that makes you so awesome? Stuff like that. We love that. I'll tell you why I'm awesome,
Yes, exactly.
And do not ask photographers to take pictures just because you got a phone. Okay? If you really don't want to pay, don't even. But I know about photographers. When you said I almost cried. Well, since you were here at the party, you want to work.
It is.
Yes.
Let's grab a quick clip of Jessica's comedy, and then we'll come back and we'll have an Al moment.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, fellas. Women, we need closure. Okay?
Yes.
I said women need some closure. Can I get a witness, ladies? Yes. If you are going to not call us back, at least tell us why before you don't call us back. You've been text all the time in this century that we live in with your little fancy phones anyway. The least you can do is say, I found someone else. I don't like you. The eyebrows is connected. I saw them go back. Say something. I have to come up with my own conclusions when you don't. Last dude who didn't call me back, I assume he died.
That's good.
We had to do a quick one. But
He died.
That's based on a true story.
all right, Al,
Wow.
it's your turn to take charge. You have a hammer.
Oh man. I think the only other thing that I would probably get into right now is getting artists to understand the opportunity that they have right now as artists. They have opportunities.
It's almost overwhelming.
The opportunity that we had coming up, you had to go through a gauntlet of people to get a record deal, to get released, to get on the radio,
was a
to get. You had all of these things you had to go through exactly. And the crazy deals that were out back then. Right now, there's nobody in your way. The only person that's in your way is you.
Yeah.
And I think that now, if the thing is that have you seen the video of the little baby with the phone? And they take the phone from him. I mean, he loses it. Just falls out. I mean, he's throwing a fit. And then they give him the phone back, and he's just quiet, and he just holds onto the phone. But what got me is that this baby could barely sit up, and he's sitting there trying to scroll on the phone.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm thinking to myself, whoa.
Yeah,
but that's the environment that people are coming up in. They have no idea of the struggle.
No. And well,
You know,
in some ways
that we used to have to go through.
Different struggle now, because now the struggle is, it's still a struggle to be heard, but now it's not a struggle of, you know, yelling into, you know, this tight little tunnel of, you know, that you make it through to the other end, and maybe your voice carries far enough to make it to the other end, and you pop out and everybody knows who you are and they love you. It's more of like you're screaming into this giant, huge seething mass and hoping that people
good.
hear you. And it is a great
It's great
thing.
because
But it means you have to step up your game. You have to walk there. And it's better, one thing that I'm discovering really, is it's better to do a few things really well and then add some things rather than trying to go out and be on everything under the sun. I'm actually winnowing down some of my listing sites and stuff because I'm like, it's just too much to keep up with.
Yeah.
I'd rather do a few things really, really well and have a good package than be sitting there going, oh, now I got to be on Periscope. Now I got to be on the next flavor of the month and the next flavor. I want to be on Snapchat and whatever.
Yeah.
And,
or somebody suggests too. It's like I get calls every day. People, why don't you book me on Jazz and Jokes? You never book me, never book. Well, go look for your YouTube. Can't find anything. Get your content. Get your EPK together.
Yes.
Have a very professional electronic press kit. Get some great headshots. Don't just have some simple shot with your phone.
From a professional photographer.
Yeah, I ain't fucking myself, but
Get it done.
Get it done and get your look so that you will
Yes.
be treated as you say you're not getting respect. Get it professionally and get that look so you can be treated as a professional and be respected in that way. So that would be my suggestion, and then that will help open some other doors for you because they'll look at you might not be able to play, but you got the Facebook followers, you got your spins, you got your Instagram, you got all that going for you, and you got a great look, so it could open some doors, and you just never know who's looking, and that is a great place to start.
Yeah. As an artist, you have to be willing to invest time and money into yourself.
And professionalism.
And professionalism is huge.
Huge.
There's a number of people I've
my gosh.
stopped working with over the years because you know if I'm recommending somebody, just like if you're booking somebody for a gig or you're booking or you're coming on board, you're putting your name behind it. Right. So if I'm sitting there, somebody says, hey, I want to do something with you. And then they're not following through on their end, and I'm sitting there going, okay, this is not working for me. I've got my P's and Q's in order, and I need to know that you are going to be there and be there on time, and be there on time, dressed and ready. I forget the exact
early.
term.
Early is on time.
Early is on time. On time is late.
And just to give an example of what I'm talking about, the struggle back in the day.
Yeah.
Mary, the lead vocalist with SOS, she said back when they were over on Campbellton Road, which is where they performed at a nightclub over there, they would do 5 sets a night, 7 nights a week, and matinees on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, because you had to be heard.
That's what that's the grind back in the day. Wow. Okay, so when I hear people complaining about the fact, I can't get through this, and then, no, you don't understand the real struggle. You got it so made that you can sit at home and like you say, put your EPK together. Exactly, put your EPK together. Okay, so you can't put your You would rather go work 5 nights a week. 5 sets a night, 7 nights a week, and then a matinee on Saturdays. You'd rather do that than sit in your pajamas and your underwear making a good EPK. Making sure that your Facebook is straight. You would rather do it. Okay,
you sit there with your Pro Tools and you do everything. It's like right there.
So it's to me, it's like night and day. And the thing is that my big thing is that the struggle is mine now. Yes. As opposed to the struggle having to be, I've got to sell myself to someone on the right day at the right time. Okay, well, did your wife give you something last night? Oh Lord, I'm not going to get it.
Yes.
But that's what it was. You roll up on the wrong day. So Anyway, I didn't get on all that, but
that's part of keeping it real.
That's part of keeping it real.
Yeah, keeping it real.
Yep. So that was it. But that's the thing.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Go get yours. Is what I'm saying. You got an opportunity. Go.
We hope you come out of this a little more enlightened about possible factors to consider when planning events or being part of an event. Even at this point, I think we've covered a pretty good spectrum.
Or
of things.
if you need to just stop planning events.
Let the trained professionals.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Very true.
All right, guys. I think it's time for us to sign off. I do believe we've maybe slightly abused our timing privileges. Sorry.
So sorry.
But
contact.
Beautiful, guys. Thank you so much. Contact. Yes, exactly.
Contact. Best way to follow me if you're a Twitter guy. Fountaine, the number 1 FOUNTAINE, the number 1 Jazz and Jokes Atlanta on Facebook.
Yes.
If you Google Jessica It's All Good Williams, and that is IT''S, Jessica It's All Good Williams, you'll find all the social media. I am on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, of course. You can also find a YouTube channel, and if you just look around, you might find me at the store walking down the street, too.
Get it.
And for me, I am DJ Prism. I have my own website, which is www.audioprisment.com, or you can find me on most social media networks. Instagram, finally. Facebook, Twitter are all at DJ Audio Prism, so you can find me there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out. Yeah, wait. Ooh, Al.
Contact.
Al Burroughs. That's A-L. Last name B-U-R-R-O-U-G-H-S. Page 1, page 2 on Facebook. That's my main thing. Like you say, I mean, I do the other ones maybe, but that's the main one that I use. And page 1, page 2, either one of them. And just hit me up.
Yes, for sound engineering. And Al is also the on-site production engineer for a lot of these web TV shows, including this one, including my show.
Project manager.
Manager.
Certified.
Certified project manager.
That's important. It's the only certification I got outside of being crazy. I'm certified.
Certified nutcase.
Exactly. That's right. Oh, good shoulder.
Right.
Well,
oh, man.
I believe it's been real. It's been really real. Having a wonderful time, guys. Tune in.